Hello, it is I, once again, the Bruce Wayne of Azure Lane, back at it again for another Azure Lane live stream. Let me get my chat rolling. Okay, chat is actually going. And HMS Anson is in the building, says I'm actually early today. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, you just got here right when it was starting. Yeah, I actually have oil again, which means it's time to collect some more of these event shop points. Oh wait. Yeah. All right. And I'm gonna be rolling here with. Okay, I think this crew is good right here at the bottom. Yeah, they all have stuff that needs to be leveled up. Plus, I'm pretty sure. Actually, I don't think I've tried to go through this whole thing with Rafello yet. And I have her skills almost leveled up, and I know she has a heal, so she might be able to get this fleet through it. She might be able to get this fleet all the way through it. Let's see. And my pirate fleet is still rolling. I think I'll add a me officer or two to this crew, though. One that I'm trying to level up. Yeah, I'm gonna add you. I now only grind me officers to feed them to other me officers that I want. Sorry, me officers, but y'all got missions in life now. Or I should say, your life is the mission now. Anyway, Anson, how's your day? I wonder if, okay, so I wonder now if now that the demon times have gotten political, I'm wondering if that's actually going to be a thing. Like, does anybody still want, demon times about Booba? Good so far. All right. Yeah. What did you do today? Anything in particular? I started this stream a little bit late, but it's gonna be like, okay, yeah, actually, I'm looking at this Vanguard. Their health is already pretty low. This is not a good start. Oh, Karen is in the building. Says, "How's your day, OG Anson?" My day is going very good. Yeah. So far, can't complain. Nothing exceptionally bad happened today. Nothing exceptionally good either. But sometimes that's not a bad day. Nico H is in the building. What's up, OG? How's the grind going in War Thunder? Okay, so that one plane I got from the Battle Pass rewards helped me so much, and now it's looking like I may actually have to, in order to finish that grind, possibly get either a premium account or, because here's the thing is I did actually buy gold eagles again, but I found out I bought the gold eagles when I found out that there's one plane called the KI 100 on the Japanese tech tree that is a premium plane, and it's actually pretty good. The problem is it doesn't help you grind the jets, but it will help you grind to the jets very efficiently. Yeah, but a premium account would help you grind the jets. So I'm like split between and the KI 100 costs 1,300 gold eagles, which in all practicality is about $9. So I did spend $9 for 1,900 or 1,300 gold eagles. Yeah, but now that I've realized that the premium account would probably be better, I did not buy the KI 100. Those gold eagles are just sitting there waiting for me to hit the premium account button. Yeah. Oh, Nico H. Hose your day. Gummy Gun 2000. How did your rolls? Oh, my rolls went pretty good. Actually, my rolls went just about the best they have ever gone. I got like every character in, what was it, 20 rolls? I got literally the whole banner in about 20 rolls. It was ridiculous. Gummy Gun 2000, are you new? Welcome to the stream and hose your day. Anson, I'm playing Legends right now for the daily winter crates, hoping to get California. Oh, okay. Well, dang. Just a heads up, chat. 30 millimeters have very high velocity, meaning you can get some long-range snipes. I see. That is good to know, because the German 30 millimeters are virtually the opposite. Yeah, the German 30 millimeters, I'm talking specifically about the ME262, of course. Yeah, when you shoot those rounds, they fall like duds. There is that one version of the ME262 that actually fixes that with high velocity 30 millimeters, but yeah, the ME262 is 30 millimeters. The originals, they fall right after you shoot them out of the barrel, like so fast. What gacha games you play? Okay, so here's the thing. I play Azur Lane is the #1, but I have played Aether Gazer, and I still have Aether Gazer on my computer, and I did manage to get some very good luck with Aether Gazer. For example, I got Hades, and I also got, oh my gosh, I'm forgetting her name now. Hades is actually my favorite character in Aether Gazer. So I got the most important. But, I got two very difficult characters to get in Aether Gazer. But I don't play Aether Gazer as much as I used to. I think I can only handle one gacha game, and Azur Lane is the clear winner here. One gacha at a time. Yeah, Azur Lane is the perfect one. Today I went to finish my, I'm guessing that's Twit card application. Not sure what to do next. Twice card? Okay, what is that card? Could you elaborate, Nico H? TWIC. Got them all in one 10 pool in this round. Dang. Gummy Gun 2000, that's the best roll I've heard of so far in all Azur Lane history. All the entire banner in 1 in 10 roll. That is impressive. Okay, which one of these am I grinding? I think I was grinding the bottom row. Okay, wait. I'm gonna remove you and remove or replace you here with you, and remove you here because you give +1 firepower. I'm going to remove you from there and move you, whoops, down here. Okay. Actually, nah, I'm gonna just do this the regular way. Here we go. Conrad Day is in the building, also known as E4 Mafia. Hose your day, chat, and OG. My day is quite good. My day is quite good. Nothing bad happened. Nothing good happened, really. It's like I can't complain. You know? Yeah, that's some luck. Yeah, that's the best roll I've ever heard of. Kenai Kimono's in the building. It says, hello, Milkman. Hello, Kenai Kimono. Hose your day. I play Azur Lane and Girls Frontline too, he said. Man, see, me, I realized when I was trying to get into Aether Gazer, I can only handle one gacha game. Like, I did get into Aether Gazer pretty much, and Aether Gazer is a very fun gacha game. Yeah, most of the games I'm into are typically 3D. Like, you know, I like the fact that Aether Gazer has that, and the combat is quite fun. Yeah, I just realized, I just know, like, I could seriously get into Aether Gazer, but I have life to live, you know? One gacha at a time. I got stuff to do in life. I have in all specific in all sense, I have books to write. I have books to write and books to publish. Speaking of which, okay, do any of you read lit RPG? Do I have any lit RPG readers here? Because I've recently, and by recently I mean just a couple months ago, came across lit RPG for the first time. Lit RPG books for the first time ever. I was baffled. I was like, it's like reading through a game. Or reading a book written like the character in the book is in a video game. Any lit RPG readers in here? Same, my man. Wait, transportation worker identification credential. Oh, okay. Transportation worker identification. Okay. Well, alright then. Alright then. Well, dang, Nico H. I have 3 main gacha games I play. Nikkei Goddess of Victory and Azure Lane and Girls Frontline 2. Yeah, Nikkei Goddess of Victory is another one I look at and I'm like, that one could suck me in. I might go in there and play the game a little bit. You don't hear from me for a while. Well, actually, you guys would hear from me because I would be probably streaming it. So you guys would hear from me. The rest of my social circle outside of this wouldn't hear anything. I would disappear into my room for a month. My day's going even better now that I've got a cigar lit and a comfy stream to watch. It's good to hear. Enjoy the cigar. Yeah, I saw the cigar you were smoking in the Discord. I was like, that's a solid. Yeah. That looks like a good time. 110 rolls equals no you are yet. Oh no. Good luck, Hinai Kimono. If I could pass off some of my luck to you, I would. I'll throw some of my luck your way. Big ouch. F, good luck, brother. I'm not a big reader due to dyslexia. That could happen. I am not dyslexic, but I have a couple moments. I call them dyslexic moments. Like, I'll be reading something, and it'll be worded in a certain way that I'll read it. Nah, that's not a good example. I'll come up with a good example. See, I've read a few of them in the past. Oh, okay. Yeah, I read lit RPG now and then. Really? Okay. What is your favorite lit RPG book? I would like some new reading material, and I'm like, I'd like to look for one that might be good. Possibly. I'm thinking on it. At the same time, I'm still busy writing my own books, so I may not have time to read, but I would like to at least flip through one and understand lit RPG better. However, I do have a kind of bucket list of books I want to / have to read. Ah, I see. Could you tell me some of the books on your bucket list, Conrad? I remember binge reading a bunch of them on Royal Road a couple of years ago. Yeah, Royal Road was pitched to me, by the way, for my, well, for a book that I am writing right now. It was pitched to me, and I was like, my book actually doesn't quite fit this genre, but I'm like, this genre, it's almost like, okay, this genre is huge. Like, it's gotten very popular in a very short amount of time when in literature terms. So I feel like I just walked into a room of a bunch of Warhammer 40K players doing their thing, and I don't know anything about Warhammer 40K. That's how it feels like when I come across lit RPG. Like, man, this is a whole fandom that I completely missed out on. I'm way behind. Actually, that did happen at a comic book shop. I was like, that was how I discovered Warhammer 40K. Was I just walked into a room. I was looking actually for a group of D&D players that I was supposed to meet. So I start wandering around through the room because they have board games in there. And I open this one room, and the room is huge. And there was Warhammer 40K stuff everywhere in that room. And I was like, I don't know what this is, but it looks really badass. I want to play Girls Frontline 2 more, but I don't have enough space on phone. Azur Lane is really big. Yeah, it is. Azur Lane has gotten huge in terms of gigabyte size. I need to remove pics for space. Yeah. I don't like the gameplay in Nikkei. Not hating on it, just not my type of gameplay. Okay. My go-to is fantasy, though. I've got the Stormlight Archive in hardcover waiting for me to have some free time. Been so long that I need to reread the first 2 books. Okay. Okay, does anyone here have any good diesel punk books? Any good books on diesel punk? I am looking for a good diesel punk book. That's why I got a tablet, 200 gigabytes. What about visual novels? Okay, in terms of visual novels, I mean, I haven't typically read a visual novel unless, quite frankly, it's from either an anime or a cartoon that I've liked. And, oh, one exception to this rule. Actually, no, not an exception to this rule, because the cartoon is old now. Okay, I started reading the Uncanny X-Men, mainly because I like the 90s X-Men cartoon. So I'm like, that's not an exception to that rule. But I did read the Avatar Last Airbender graphic novels, but that's because I enjoyed the cartoon. And also anime. Yeah, the only recent mangas I've read were ones that I enjoyed the anime from. Because it was like the anime wasn't finished, but the manga was. So I was like, I gotta read the manga and find out what happens next. I did that especially with Claymore. But the stereotype relating to dyslexia of reading words backwards is maddening. I have problems pronouncing words, and that's it, really. I can understand that. I can understand that totally. There's some times where I will do that myself by mistake, but it's like I'll do it and then my brain will immediately correct myself and know I did it. The lit RPG I remember the most was called Everybody Loves Large. Alright, I need to look this up. Everybody Loves Large. Chests? Is this chests as in pirate chests or the other kind of chests? Nope, this looks exactly like, okay. The other kind of chess. Anti-hero lead. Huh. I'll take a look at that. Man. Everybody loves... Okay, you added chess there. Was a good comedy. I see. I see. Let me examine this a little bit more. Warning, fiction contains graphic profanity and sexual content. Other words, it sounds like something I might enjoy as well. Let's see, it's 8 years ago. Okay, this has been out for a while. Man, see, I just came across Lit RPG and it blew my mind. I was like, there's a whole bunch of fans doing something over here, and I'm curious. I'm very curious. Whole bunch of fans of this type of book genre. And I'm like, what are you guys up to? I'm a very curious, nerdy individual. Looks I have to read the Fever Code, second prequel in the Maze Runner series. Going back, once the Communist Manifesto and Mein Kampf. So wait. So you're reading the Fever Code, prequel to the Maze Runner series. Okay, I don't know about that. To Hell and Back, I do know about that book. And you want to read Mein Kampf and the Communist Manifesto. I read both of those, by the way. I read the Communist Manifesto and Mein Kampf. Yeah. I'm very surprised that these books are, both of them, are not mandatory reading in schools. You know, like, if you want to... Man, I'm very surprised, actually. I was reading both of those, and I was like, people should know this stuff. Too many visual novels to go through. Favorite lit RPG is probably The Primal Hunter. I gotta say, okay, when I was reading the Communist Manifesto, it's a very short book, but it's also, like, literally, at the end of the book, he basically says that communism is the complete abolishment of all private property. And I was like, WTF, mate? Seriously? That did not sit well with me. That's probably why I'm so anti-communist. Too many visual novels to go through. Favorite lit RPG is probably The Primal Hunter. Okay, I'm gonna search up The Primal Hunter now. This one actually has a book on... Oh wow, this one has a lot of reviews on Amazon. Guessing this is lit RPG. Yeah, it's lit RPG fantasy series. Okay. Forest with monsters. Okay, yeah, this sounds like an isekai, but I mean, it's doing pretty well on Amazon, so you know, it sounds like a good one. Have you ever watched Steins Gate? No, I have not. What is Steins Gate? Steins Gate TV series. Oh, it's an anime. Okay. 24 episodes. It's all okay. So 2011, it was released. Okay, I have not watched this. You know, new anime. I actually cannot get into too many new animes. Like, I was talking about this with, like, I have some friends that are fans of animes. And I was talking about this with them. New anime, it feels like mainstream media finally sank its teeth into like anime is now feels like it's gone mainstream. So now it feels like a lot of anime. This is just how I feel when I check out a new anime or when I see an anime that was older that started off with gritty, real, like stuff happening in it, and then it turns into like a kid's anime. Like for me, that was Dr. Stone. Like I enjoyed the first couple seasons of Dr. Stone, and then later on, it feels like all the characters got innocent and dumb in a way that was like they tried to turn it into a kids show. Did anyone else feel that way about Dr. Stone? Or was that just me? Also, the Rising of the Shield Hero is felt like that when I was last watching it, and I haven't finished the Rising of the Shield Hero. Anyway, I need to catch up on these chats. Talking about VNs is making me want to reread Fate Stay Night, Fate Hollow, Ataraxia, Steins Gate, and Zero. The Fate Route epilogue added in Rialta Nua lives rent-free in my mind forever. Huh. I also play ZZZ as a side. It's chests in a dungeon loot. Chests as in dungeon loot. Okay, that's what you're saying. I see. Chests as in, like the pirate chests. Okay. What's your top 3 factions? In this, I am Axis Powers and Azure Link. My top 3 factions. First, hands down, is Eagle Uni. By far. Second is Royal Navy. And third is Iron Blood. Actually, I would say Iron Blood is now a second to me. More so than Royal Navy. Okay, I like Iron Blood a little bit more than Royal Navy. Just a little bit now. They've gotten a whole lot of good ships, including Fritz and Z-52 now. They're a very powerful faction. Won't those books put you on the list? Hey, I mean, they could put you on some list. I just read them. I don't agree with any of the ideas in either of those books. In case I need to, say that for the camera. All I do is read the books. This is not a condoning of any ideas in those books. The reason for the once is I wanted to get better understanding of the minds and ideas that were at play during the time period. Facts, that's exactly why I read them. Exactly the same reason. Communist Manifesto's writing comes across as from a lazy, wealthy brat who never grew up. Which, to be fair, Karl Marx was exactly that. Yes, he was. Karl Marx was exactly that. I agree. Yeah. You play through all of Rialta Nua. How I was looking into I just call him AH on this channel. AH Mind. Well, AH okay. AH is like as like, okay, communism is an extreme ideology. AH is the complete opposite extreme. as opposite and as just as extreme in the same direction, if you want the general answer for that. Which means all 3 fate routes, Lord help my soul with the franchise. Don't forget the bad ends from now. That's why all these leftists love communism. They're lazy, spoiled, rich brats, Yeah, I could see some similarities between them and them. That I could see some similarities with that. I would say this though. I keep fat fingering the enter button on my tablet. I would say this though. So, AH is also in a lot of ways, if you look at him, the opposite of Marx. Like Mark's lazy, spoiled, rich brat. AH literally grew up poor, came from nothing, lived homeless, actually had to like, you know, actually went to be a soldier. Like they are as far opposite from each other as you could possibly get. Would you guys be interested in a watch party of Steins Gate? We could do it in the Discord. I would be up for that actually. That sounds like a good time. I've never seen Steins Gate, and I am looking for a good anime. And new anime feels so sanitized now. Am I the only one that like thinks this or sees this? New anime that comes out now, it feels very sanitized. Like no one. I'll just keep reading the chat. I haven't watched it, but I want to hack a microwave for time traveling reasons. The rising of the shield hero has gotten softer and softer with every adaptation. That's exactly what I'm saying. The web novel is much, much darker than the LN and the anime. That's what I've seen videos on. Someone did a YouTube, because I was watching the anime and I was losing interest in the anime. And then I came across a video on YouTube that says this is what actually happens in the you know, the manga. And there was some stuff in there where I was like, wow. Like that, the manga has moments where it turns straight Vegas fast. I was like, why did they leave that out? That was like Game of Thrones level epic. Well, early Game of Thrones, not end later seasons Game of Thrones. You know what I mean. The web novel is much, much darker than the LN and the anime. Haven't touched the manga, so I've got no clue. Muthor. Welcome, Muthor. I don't think I've seen you here on my stream before. Yes, I feel the same with Dr. Stone, but that isn't the reason why I could show it my little siblings. Ah, I see. Yeah. Yeah, Dr. Stone got watered down. For me, number 1, Iron Blood. Number 2, Soccer Empire. Number 3, Sardegna Empire. Alright. E4 Mafia. Do you know where I can find download for Rialto Nua? You in OG's Discord? Yes, I am. Someone took the Mein Kampf, replaced race words with feminist words, and got it academically peer-reviewed and accepted. Wow. That's pretty funny. The writing, I will say, the writing in AH's book is actually much better than the writing in Karl Marx's book. In terms of writing quality, one of those is a clear victor over the other. Send me a DM on there. I'll track down a link and send it to you. I just need to dig through my browser books. That's good. Yes, AH was a feminist. Actually, it sounds like she wrote a book, but a feminist AH book. Funnily, you know, a book what if AH was a feminist? Funnily enough, the Rising of the Shield Hero manga came out after the anime. Oh, really? So Iron Blood, Eagle Union, Sakura, and Royal. I see. Sent them a DM. Alright. The Red Army looked cool, but they're bad. If it was a cake, it was always come burned communism. The Red Army looked cool. Okay, do you mean the Red Army in Azure Lane? You know, like the Northern Parliament faction? Or do you mean the Red Army in real life? You know what I'm saying. To be fair, AH was a great public speaker, as much as I hate the man. Yeah, AH was probably, from a historical standpoint, and I say this as a history major and history enthusiast, from a historical standpoint, AH was one of the greatest orators in all of history. Like, that guy could public speak like nobody. Nobody on the planet could probably rival that guy's public speaking that we know of. Japan is 5 to 10 years behind the US. Anime would go through the same censorship as our media until Japan starts losing lots of money. Anime is their biggest export. Anime is Japan's biggest export? Is seriously? That doesn't surprise me, but I'm like, actually, you know, that sounds about right. I thought it would be Cars though, but I guess anime also makes sense. Yeah, I thought it would be Cars, but Cars or something like air conditioning, you know. But yeah, anime to me makes sense. Man. So, yeah, it feels like anime is getting censored, man. Like I can't I've been trying to get into new animes, and what I can find more often than not is okay, whenever I get an anime recommended to me, it's an older one. And by older, I mean before 2020. It's usually the era of animes that get recommended to me that I actually can watch and enjoy. Animes made before 2020. Something went wrong with anime in, actually, I wouldn't say 2020. It's more like 2022, 2023. More like that timeline range. Yeah, it feels like something has gone wrong with Japanese anime. And it's not helping that Korea and China are starting to get into anime. And the Korean writers do not give a F. The Korean writers do not care. They're like, the stuff that they produce is very, very raw. And that would go far. That would gather a much better, you know, viewership, audience, fans than sanitized Japanese anime. Korean writers are out here, like Korean anime creators are out here looking to eat Japan's lunch. If Japan's not careful, they might lose anime to someone else. For a high school DxD probably will never be fully adopted. You know, I've never seen a high school DxD, but I've never stopped hearing about it. And that makes me think it's something I should probably take a look at. It's like, never seen it. It might be dated now, but I should still, maybe I should take a look at it. See if I could get into it. If you want a great adult anime, Black Lagoon is great. Oh, I started watching Black Lagoon. I stopped. And I'm not sure why. I should go back and finish those. But I saw, I stopped somewhere right around the time where they met that, the maid, you know, the girl who dresses as a maid, but she's actually secretly some kind of like super soldier. I liked her. Yeah, I liked that lady. Black Lagoon, the last good anime that was introduced to me randomly was, I want to say, okay, the last one I watched all the way through. Wait, no. For some reason, the first one that comes to my mind is Goblin Slayer, but that's not it. Even though Goblin Slayer has some moments where the writers do not give a damn. They were like, we're gonna make some uncouth stuff happen in this anime. Some serious, uncouth-ish is gonna happen in this anime. DxD is so depressing. Stupid manga censors in Japan made Issei basically never get laid. You know, that is, okay, for real, that annoys me with Japanese protagonists. The isekai, the main character never gets laid. I'm not saying, like, it doesn't have to be like a harem thing. I would like some genuine, like, wholesome, you know, wholesome getting laid in anime. You know what I'm talking about. You all know what I'm talking about here. Wholesome but getting laid at the same time. That's what I would like in anime. Is that too much to ask? Yeah, for some reason, Japanese protagonists in a lot of anime just never get some. DxD, great anime if you watch it with others. Then we haven't need through. Couldn't be remade today if our lives depend on it. Okay, I think you're talking. Are you talking about Black Lagoon, Conrad? Let's see, what's your top 3 anime? My top 3. Okay, right now I can tell you right off the bat. Number 1, my favorite anime of all time, still to this day, Full Metal Panic. I love that anime. That is my favorite anime ever. Even though I know the creator of it hates the US. He does not like the US, but I don't care. The anime is great. I love that anime. That is my favorite anime still, and I'm waiting for them to make the last season of it. I hope they do. But a Full Metal Panic, and number 2, also unfinished, is Claymore. I loved Claymore. Claymore was just absolutely brilliant. I would say number 3 is probably Attack on Titan. But yeah, Full Metal Panic, Claymore, and Attack on Titan. Top 3 that come to my mind right now. I seriously hope they make the rest of Full Metal Panic. That would make my day. Wow, that is really lucky. I got another one. Dang. More saved in the event shop, I guess. While it's a shame that Japan fell for the grift, I don't mind China or Korea taking over. Competition is good for business. If Japan gets its ish together, they can have a new golden age of anime. Yeah. Yeah, my thing is, China right now is kind of held back by the Chinese government. Like in Chinese anime, I have not watched a Chinese anime, but because I've just read some synopsises. I should probably take a look at some Chinese anime, but every time I look at it, I don't know, something about it just kind of tunes me out a bit. But some of them actually are drawn or created very beautifully. But I can tell, like, Chinese, Chinese, I would say the Chinese have actual rules for their films that they produce. Like, everything. Like, for example, witches and witchcraft, all evil, all bad, clear villains. Clear identifiable villains. China good. China good. Clear. They have some very clear rules that you can't break. Yeah, Korea has no rules at all. Korea is like, their IDGAF meter is broke. Their give a damn is broke. I kind of like that. You have to be insane to do that. God help you. Goblin Slayer E01 is when it's peak. Episode 1 is what you're saying, I think. Yeah. Yeah, that episode 1 was wild. They also made Isai an absentee father who lets other men raise his kids. I don't think I've seen that too much. I don't think I've seen that too much, but I do think, to me, so I love Dragon Ball Z. To me, it felt strange that Goku did that. Like, you know what's funny? Vegeta actually was there raising his kids, and you see moments where he actually is there with Trunks, teaching him, like, he's actually having father-son moments with Trunks and Pan. Not Pan, Bulla? What is Vegeta's daughter's name? In GT. I count GT, but I mean, like, I know it's technically been decanonized. But Vegeta actually has, like, father-son moments with Trunks. And I was sitting there watching this like, man, Vegeta's a way better dad than Goku. Goku's a terrible dad. This is the main character, and Vegeta's looked at as the villain. You know what I'm saying. You can make it a drinking game so you don't give a... Okay. Like Future Dairy gets laid. Wait. Goblin Slayer? Are you talking about Goblin Slayer? Like Future Dairy, he gets laid. I don't know what that means. I'm confused. Luther, that's understandable. Air conditioners would not be Japan's biggest export. Most of their homes don't even have central air. You know what's strange? I've traveled to several countries, and I've seen this one type of air conditioner almost everywhere in poor countries. It's made by Mitsubishi. It has a giant Mitsubishi logo on it, and it's always the same one. It's just a huge block with, and I don't know what's in that block, a bunch of fans or something, but it's just a huge air conditioning block machine made by Mitsubishi. I've seen that in a whole bunch of different countries everywhere. I was like, I don't know how Mitsubishi got those out here. Must be making a bag. Claymore's manga was brutal and fantastic. That is one thing I loved about the manga. Like, there's a couple animes that made me read the manga all the way to the end. Claymore was one of those that did that. Full Metal Panic did that. I read the manga all the way to the end. I know the story. Attack on Titan did that. Claymore did that. But Claymore, I think, was the most interesting one. It actually had a good ending. Like, the ending, like, you know, that manga, like, the story of Claymore is one of the most brutal and one of the most brutal animes, I think, ever. Yeah, I literally, when I was reading through the whole thing, I had no idea who was gonna die. I had no idea who was gonna make it or not. I had no idea. But it felt like, oh, I actually got to the end, and it made me feel good. I closed it and I was like, Claymore, they need to finish this anime. Oh my gosh, the manga was so good. Full Metal Panic Fumofu was hilarious. Claymore anime, the effed up the ending. Yeah, okay, I enjoyed the anime of Claymore. I think I remember, okay, I remember when I got to the end, I was actually like, okay, I feel like needs something more. I don't know what it is, but it needs something more. I don't quite know what it is, though. I couldn't put it into words. I'll have to watch it again. Maybe it'll come to my mind then. I couldn't get into Attack on Titan. It seemed boring after the initial shock. Okay, I still enjoyed it all the way through. Mainly because, actually, I still enjoyed it all the way through. Mainly because it basically goes heavy into, like... Okay, so Eren basically goes through a whole villain arc. Like an actual, real villain arc. And I thought that was cool. I will say this, I did not like the ending of Attack on Titan. That's the one thing that kind of upsets me about that anime. I was like, because I got to the end and I was like, that's it? That's how this is going to end? I don't know why, but I feel upset. Actually, I know exactly why. I was like, it felt like, okay, so you want to know what it felt like? I was like, man, so Eren goes through all of this, and he doesn't even get with Mikasa. Oh wait, I'm using her. Okay, who else needs She's in battle too. Actually, you could use some upgrades because I know she gives +1 firepower also. L'Indoctable. Okay. So I'm definitely going to need to level her up to 120 eventually also. Alright. Facts. I loved Attack on Titan. My top 3 anime all-time: number 1, Higurashi, When They Cry. Number 2, damn. Okay, wait. Number 1, Higurashi, When They Cry. Okay, let me take a look at this. When They Cry. Okay. Japanese murder mystery. Well, alright. Interesting. And then, let me see. Danganronpa. Okay, let me see this. Danganronpa. Japanese video game franchise. Does it have an anime? Okay, this looks like a game. Not quite a... Why no? Okay, the animation. There is an anime here. Okay. And all the games, number 3. Black Lagoon. Okay. I hate the CCP. For DXD, not a fan of the newer character art direction with the latter seasons. But my top number 1 anime is Gunbreak. I have heard about that one. I've never seen it. Shooter video game, Red Entertainment. It's made by the Trigun creator. Okay. Oh, the character designs were made by the guy from Trigun. I thought that looked familiar. Okay, I'll have to take... Okay, my fleet's exhausted. Let's see. Android 18 was my fave girl in that show. Android 18 was a... Yeah. Smoke show. Android 18 is still, in terms of anime girls, one of my favorites. Japan is also getting mods in video games. Like, the biggest anime-style games came from China and Korea. Like, what? Japan really fell off. I saw that too. And, yeah. Japan, if they're not careful, these Chinese and Korean companies are going to just start eating their lunch. You know, they're going to start drinking Japan's milkshake. If you know the reference to what movie I'm talking about. See, like, in China, like, you can't criticize the government, but no one's gonna try and censor your video games. In America, you can criticize the government, but everybody's gonna try and censor your video games. And by everybody, I just mean the corporations and all these game company makers. I should really say the communists will try and censor your video games if we're gonna get real. My favorite anime are in order: Steins Gate. So that's your favorite. Frieren. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. I have not seen that, but I did watch the original Full Metal Alchemist, and the ending of that was so bad, it turned me off. to Full Metal Alchemist, even though I heard Brotherhood fixes a lot of that. I heard Brotherhood, the anime is totally different. And I should probably try and watch it. I like both adaptations equally. Okay, you like both of them. Code Geass. I liked Code Geass. Lelouch is by all definitions an actual true villain. But he has like a heroic goal. What would you call it? He is an anti-hero that does some actual villainous stuff. He's like the anti-hero that goes a little bit too far. Just a tad too far. I learned from Ironblood that basically everything can be a drinking game. An anime called Future Dairy, where he gets laid in the anime. Oh, okay, so it's an anime name, Future Dairy. Oh, wait. No. No, I saw a video on this. Okay, I saw a video on this because I read that girl is like the most yandere anime character ever created. So I saw a video that I was like, I don't have time to watch the full series, but I watched videos that explain the entire anime. That girl's crazy. Like, if you're into crazy, that's your girl right there. That's your girl, man. Good God, bro. She'll literally kill the whole world to get to you. I don't know if I could deal with that level of crazy. Actually, I know I couldn't deal with that level of crazy. I'm gonna jump into, okay, I think, check myself here in Operation Siren because I just remembered. I still want to grind this. I'm like behind in grinding Operation Siren. Okay, where were we at here? There we go. Yeah. China's anime opposition with cultivation and sex is kinda annoying. Opposition with cultivation and sex. Yeah, okay. I see what you're saying. I got spoiled on the ending of both the anime and manga of Attack on Titan, and it murdered any interest I have in spending the time to read/watch it. Okay, yeah, so... Yeah, the ending of Attack on Titan is it's very lackluster. Actually, that might have happened to me because I never finished the last season of the anime. Like, I read through the whole manga because I remember there was that scene where Eren, the season before the last one, Eren awakens the rumbling essentially. So I was like, I have to know how this goes. So I got the rest of the manga and I just read all the way through it. And I got to the end and I did not feel good. I did not feel good at the end. I was prepared though, because I wasn't exactly expecting a happy ending. I was not, like, my expectations were low. I'll just put it that way. Oh, another couple of good anime. Darker Than Black. Ignore the second season. And Phantom Requiem of the Phantom. Darker Than Black and Phantom. Okay, the last anime that I got that surprised me and how good it was spatial anomaly identified as Heaven's Gate, followed by Hell's Gate in Tokyo, altering the sky, wreaking havoc on Earth. Okay. I have not heard of this one, I don't think. I could take a stab at that. Phantom of Requiem of the Phantom. Did not spell that right, I don't think. Oh, I can already see some of the appeal of this anime. Okay. Okay. Interesting. Okay. The Bruce Wayne of Azur Lane. Towson Woson. How's your day, man? Welcome. I can't believe that Aaron basically cooked us. Yeah. Yeah, okay. That's, you know what it is? That's the thing I didn't like about Attack on Titan's ending. I was like, he did all this, didn't get with Mikasa. He could have done that. In fact, Mikasa, we now know, was basically like programmed in her blood to help Eren. Do you realize how much help Mikasa would have been if he just, you know, started smashing her and made her his girlfriend or something, you know? Could you imagine Mikasa on Eren's side when he does that whole rumbling thing? And she would have joined him. Eren. There are some moments where Eren is dumb. I say this, like, there are some moments where he is just dumb. Yeah. When they cry as a wild trip. Is that another anime? Let's see, Attack on Titan Season 2 did a lot of world building. Season 3 is a massive payoff. Part 2 is possibly the greatest run of television I've ever seen. Well, dang. The fingernail scene, Black Widow, is great as well. Hellsing Ultimate, if you want to see vampires done right. Okay, one more anime I'll add to this. Hellsing. This one looks like an old one. I actually happen to love vampires. Okay, I happen to love a good vampire story. The rest of my top 10 anime number, Saga of Tanya the Evil. I've seen some clips of that. Steins Gate, number 6, Code Geass. I like those. I mean, I haven't seen Steins Gate, but I like Code Geass. Number 8, Death Note. Number 9, Gleitner. And all Garden of Sinners movies. Let's see, sent a follow-up question to your Discord DMs. Stellar Blade is getting a PC port with a Noir Automata add-on. Oh, wow. Nier Automata. Yeah, 2B to me is actually surprisingly effective at invading other video games. To me, that's her real superpower. 2B has, like, I've never played Nier Automata. I've never even watched the anime. But 2B is like the all-time invader of other animes. Other animes in terms of games, especially. I was like, who is this 2B character? It keeps showing up everywhere on my feed, you know? Can't wait to mod the hell out of it. Snowbreak got censored by CN, Cartoon Network. We can't have more lewd stuff. It feels like lewd. It definitely feels like lewd is under attack. Serious attack. Have you seen Lelouch of the Resurrection, OG? I have. I did. Overall, I enjoyed it. Overall, I did enjoy it. I liked Gate. Finally, an anime show where the protagonist's faction is not the underdog. Huh. Gate was peak JSDF propaganda, and I adore it. You know, that's how I feel about Kantai Collection. It's like I actually really enjoyed the anime. I know it's propaganda, but I enjoy it. Anti-heroes are my fave. Mine too. Might want to keep an eye on Russia. Mid-side was made by 2 Russians, a bottle of vodka, and a dream. Uh-oh. Russia's jumping into anime game. I mean, to me, I've seen some Russian movies, like Russian-produced movies, and I can tell they have some good storytellers. Yeah. It just seems like, I mean, the US, we have good storytellers too, but it seems like ours are getting censored. Hellsing Ultimate is classic. Have the whole anime, manga, and Attack on Titan. I did not mind the ending. Could have been worse. I mean, it's true, it could have been worse, but it was pretty bad. The Hellsing, the Dawn. I wish it were done. I wish it would get the prequel done. I love the LNs of Tanya and Ushoku's Tensai, who also reminded me of Kara no Kyokai exists. That Kara no Kyokai exists. I can't believe I forgot about Better Shiki. I'm gonna have to look some of these up. Dang. Okay. F in chat for Snowbreak. I was looking into playing that sometime soon. They're also their anime named Shiki. It's a good horror anime. I see. To be in my top 10 gaming women of all time. Yeah. To be is basically the all-time invader of other franchises for anime girls. Like if there was an award for being able to invade other franchises, 2B would get it. She would get the gold medal. I would say for Japanese anime specifically, though. You know, I'm not including Marvel and DC and all of that. Just Japanese anime. Just also, damn, 3 days in a row. Yeah, I was like, I could stream today. Yeah, I was like, I need to catch up on some streaming. In a Chiha, you're late again. Why you do this? I was like, I'll do a short stream today, you know? Yeah, it feels like lewd in terms of anime is under attack. So, one anime that I came across that, and the reason why I say lewd was under attack, there's a particular anime fan I know of that found an anime that was refreshingly lewd. And I was like, how refreshingly lewd are we talking here? And he showed me one called Chained Soldier. And I was like, I'll watch a couple episodes of this. I didn't finish the anime, but I was watching it and I was like, I get it. I understand the appeal of Chained Soldier. And yes, it actually was refreshingly lewd. If I could describe Chained Soldier in any way, refreshingly lewd is a very accurate description. Shoku Tensai and Saga of Tanya. Best going to different worlds anime. Okay. Man. Yeah, Chained Soldier was actually a pretty good anime. Now to think about it, like I could probably go back and finish it. It was just I didn't have. I was like, if I commit time to this anime, it'll cut into my writing time. I'm on chapter 12 of my next book. My writing has been impeccable. It's been extremely productive. Mm-hmm. Another good lewd comedy is Peter Grill and the Philosopher's Time. Oh wait, the left are afraid of lewd. Facts, they are okay. You know what? A lot of it is they're not only afraid of lewd, they're like hang on a second. Peter Grill and I have a rant about that, by the way. The philosopher. I misspelled philosopher. I think it'll still go through. Yeah, this looks like a refreshingly lewd anime. Lewd comedy. Ah, I see what you're working with here. Okay. Oh, okay. This is the harem where this is what I've heard. Okay, this is what I've heard is basically a harem with femdom. It's like, you know, yeah, this sounds like a harem with femdom. You know, like there's a harem going on, but the man in the harem doesn't get a say in it. He is taken by very dominant, aggressive women. Yeah, the left is afraid of anything attractive looking. Okay, yeah, here's another thing, and I have considered this because this is something that has been like on my mind. Beauty is 100%. So the left, I'll just be blunt honest. The left is communist. The left in the USA, they are straight up communist. They will do everything but go short of admitting it, because the word communism itself has a very negative connotation from all the terrible, horrific, evil, genocidal stuff communists have done in history that the left secretly kind of wants to do. So, but the left, so beauty itself is unequal. Beauty is something that is unabashedly unequal, and there is no way of equalizing it. And if in the communist mindset you want everything to be equal, and you especially want people to be equal. So it's a mix of that. It's also a mix of a lot of these communists are basically, well, women that hate men giving their attention to other women more pretty than them. So like if you look at that was the whole deal with okay, so this is all getting reversed after the election. After Donald Trump, you know, got elected again. But do you remember before Donald Trump got elected? Do you remember what was happening to things like beauty pageants? Like even Playboy was having trans fat things go in there, you know, become propped up by them. Even Victoria's Secret started doing that. And a lot of that is, there's a lot of jealous, insecure, in particular, women on the left that don't like women prettier than them. The canonical term is Karens. The colloquial term is the Karen. There's a lot of Karens on the left, and they don't like that, you know, there's these women that actually look very appealing to men, and they're never going to have a man look at them like that. They're jealous. They're vindictively jealous. Yeah. Hmm. It's sort of like they don't like the idea that you could. Oh, another thing that they hate. I think especially with anime, they don't like that there's something you could enjoy or that would pander to you, like let's say, okay, like let's say lewd anime girls, something that could actually entertain you and you would enjoy looking at and would make you feel good, that they don't have control over. Like they can't, there's no shut off valve that they can just turn it off for you, because the absolute thing that Karens love is control. That's also why they try and shut down regular video games that happen to have just attractive women in them. But you know what's funny is they don't go after things like OnlyFans. They will not. They hate, like, they will absolutely never go after something like OnlyFans, despite the fact that all the loot, everything that we're supposed to, be appalled at about lewdness, lewd anime girls, everything is even worse with like OnlyFans models, corn actresses, even a lot of these Hollywood movie stars and songs, like music artists. Like, okay, to me, I find it absolutely baffling that the song WAP was not something these Karens went after or would censor or would seek to shut down. The music video of that song is atrocious. Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion are like some of the most ratchet and degenerate artists ever to exist in the entire history of the US. Karens won't go after any of that. Anime girls and video games. There's these music artists are pushing literal, like, degeneracy on the population. Karens, all silent. Video games, which actually a lot of the stuff they go for actually has wholesome things in it. The left is afraid of anything practical. Gushing over mechanical girls is a great new lewd anime going. Watch Chain Soldier soon. Going to watch Chain Soldier soon. All right. Not really femdom, but Peter is a man weak for squishy flesh. He sounds like a normal, regular dude. Also a great show for me to recommend, Oshi no Ko. Okay. At least they're starting to lost DE. Or I think you're saying they're starting to lose DEI. Yeah. Remember they said fat phobic. Oh man. I'm gonna be so glad when all this body positivity stuff goes away. I'm like, I happen to be very body positive about being in the gym and eating healthy. That's very body positive to me. DEI isn't going anywhere, unfortunately. Look up Bridge. They're just incorporating it into corporate structure and calling it something else. Okay, that's possible too. I could see that happening. Bridge. What is that for? Let me take a look at this. Bridge can stand for several things, including building resources and developing general education, broadening and redefining individuality, diversity, goodwill, and excellence. Okay, that sounds like DEI. Rebranded DEI. That second one definitely sounds like rebranded DEI. Well, I guess they just rebranded. I don't know, after a lot of these plane crashes that happened, it seems like DEI has a bad name. You know, these plane crashes have been tragic, and it is sad that they have happened. I will say no loss of life is something that should be made light of. But there's a lot of people saying that a lot of these plane crashes were due to things like DEI. Just finished Sakamoto Days. Well, up until episode 10, Sakamoto is basically a multi-punch man. Huh. First, I'll bust the shit wide open for me. Found all kinds of obscure videos and websites about it. Yeah, I know they're going underground, calling themselves Bridge. I see. Yes, the authoritarian libertarians. Same for how HOAs are ran. I did not actually understand much about the HOA, but I remember when I was working as a security guard, one of the things they told me is there was a rule book of rules that the HOA basically mandated. So if you run into a guy and he's breaking one of the rules and you say, hey, look, could you do this? And he gives you a whole bunch of attitude. If you just say HOA says that you have to do this, a lot of times they will be like, oh, okay, I'll do it right away. Sorry. I never had to use that, but they said that if they break any of the HOA rules, if you tell them HOA says you should do that, and these were rich people. These were like people owning condos and large houses and stuff. That's who I was doing security for. At least we push back at them. At least OnlyFans is worse than I guess it's standard. Yeah, how are we supposed to be horrified, mortified at, you know, girls in video games and in anime, but everything on OnlyFans? Nah. Nobody should go after that. Nobody should touch that. Like, make it make sense. There's no calls from these Karens to shut down OnlyFans. Funny how Visa and MasterCard have a problem with anime, but are okay with CSAM being sold on OnlyFans. Yeah. Even knowing it was happening, it did nothing. Yeah. Yeah. Go, got my comic making book and starting on the first few pages. Alright. Chiha, hell yeah. DEI, you mean VOC? Dutch East India? All that can really be done to combat DEI and Bridge is to bring as much attention to it as possible. Yes. That's one thing we can do. Which one the Battle Royale of historical characters? You know the Siberia one? I'm a menace to my HOA. I wish I could be, however, I live with my mom and she won't take up issues against them. I wish I could be, I'm not sure I understand what you're saying, Conrad. Alright, you live with your mom and she won't take up issues against them. If you don't have shitbags in your neighborhood, HOAs aren't too bad. Now, corporate-run HOAs are hot garbage. Well, dang. They try and ruin video games and anything that makes people happy. They're just sad people that can't make themselves happy, so they want to bring everybody else down. That's another thing. Like, to me, it seems to me that they've ruined escapism. Like, that's what they seriously try to ruin is your ability to escape their propaganda. So that's why they try and get involved into video games and into movies. Now, it's almost impossible. Like, to me, now it's almost impossible to see or discover anything made in the West that doesn't have, let's say, for example, hardcore feminist messaging, LGBT people in it, DEI, you know, I would say some type of leftist message in it. It's very hard to find anything like that, and what they're ruining is escapism. They don't want you to escape. Think about that. They really want us at their unhappy level. I agree with that too. Equity is making Johnny wear weights because he's faster at running than Paul. Yes. Yes, that's accurate. An HOA is basically a government body for neighborhoods running in the name of protection or protecting home resale values. Let's see. Protecting home resale values. That kind of makes sense if you look at them like that. Kind of. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. A leftist fave game. Red Alert. Are you talking about Command and Conquer? I loved Command and Conquer too. And Command and Conquer Generals. I liked Command and Conquer Generals and Command and Conquer General 0 Hour and Command and Conquer 2. I should say it's Red Alert 2 technically. I never played Red Alert 3. I just saw clips of the videos of the like cutscenes, and Gina Carano is in them. I see why people never forgot Command and Conquer 3. Well, let's talk about something positive now. What your top 3 waifu in anime? My top 3 waifu in anime. Oh God. Wow, that's a difficult choice. You mean in like all anime, including games? Like all Japanese anime, or just anime with series? You know, like animations. Or just all anime in general. Yes, COC, CAC, Command and Conquer. Yeah. No, my vote is to stay on topic and start a Demon Time. That's a loaded question. Top favorite waifus from anime. Okay, one of them that comes to my mind is actually Claire from Claymore. She's up there. One of them is Claire. Another one, I would say maybe Esdeath from Akame ga Kill. And then also maybe Sailor Jupiter. Those are 3 that I happen to always like. And one last thing, I do not understand if they want to help everyone. They would help the homeless on the street. Just anime, not a game. Yeah, okay. So those are animes. Yeah. Actually, I think Esdeath might be one of my all-time favorites. I use that in my comic. Top 3 waifus. That's really hard. Yeah, see, that's a hard list because now, if you give me some time, that list might change in my head if I think of some other anime I've seen that I liked more, you know? If you give me some time. I don't know, OG likes magical girls. I didn't know OG likes magical girls. Okay, Sailor Moon was everywhere among, like, at my school in junior high. A lot of the girls there liked Sailor Moon. I did not like I didn't like watching episodes of Sailor Moon. Even though some of them, it was sort of like, that was only something. Because my sister, she had friends that would come over and they would want to watch, you know, anime. They would all want to watch, you know, all their anime, but they would want to watch Sailor Moon. Whereas, like, I wanted to watch Dragon Ball Z. Or the X-Men 90s cartoon. You know, I wanted to watch something like that. But her and all her friends wanted to watch Sailor Moon. I was like, fine, it's the only thing on TV now. I'll watch some Sailor Moon. And I was watching some Sailor Moon, and I was like, you know, These are some very nice looking anime girls. Story be damned. So many excellent waifus to pick from. Yeah, here's my thing. If you give me some time, I'll start thinking of other waifus. Top 3 is a difficult choice. Oh, actually, okay, I think Raphtalia from Rising of the Shield Hero is an excellent. She's the iconic best girl waifu. Like if you use the phrase, when someone describes like an anime girl best girl, Raphtalia is the first one that comes to my mind. Most iconic best girl in anime. I used to like watching Powerpuff Girls. Okay, I watched that as a kid too. That was okay. The Powerpuff Girls was an action cartoon. I don't care what anybody says. That cartoon, it was an action cartoon and it was one of the best. Oh, that's what I'm missing is action points. Yeah, Powerpuff Girls is an action anime or an action cartoon, and the action in that cartoon got seriously intense. Like I watched all of Powerpuff Girls, the old one, not the new one, the old one from the 90s. I watched all of it, and that is some of the best action cartoon. And the character, like the writing of the Powerpuff Girls, is brilliant because these characters, they're all great characters. Like that was some brilliant writing. I remember thinking that when I was watching the cartoon, I was like, this is a very good plot. These characters are very well written. I am really enjoying this cartoon. I remember seeing that, like, I remember watching it as a kid, and then I watched it again as an adult, because I was like, what the heck was I watching as a kid? And it was even more entertaining the second time I watched it. So I was like, yeah, this is actually, because you could actually understand the genius of it when you watch it the second time. You're like, these were, it was almost like watching, because there's like one episode, because none of them are even perfect characters, they all have flaws, but it was almost like a way of conveying a flaw to a kid, and this was shown to me as a kid, and I'm like, I'm happy in my childhood. I think I had a golden childhood. Like that was my childhood, was the golden age of being a child. Dang. In terms of cartoons, anyway. In terms of cartoons and anime, I had a golden childhood that's probably never going to be recreated ever again. The only thing we can, take solace in is that all these cartoons have been preserved for all time via the internet and all kinds of, CDs, and they'll be preserved forever. My top 3 waifu all time: Kyoko Kirigiri from Danganronpa. Number 2, Rin Tohasaka from Fate. Number 3, Rena from Higurashi. I don't know those, but I'm curious. Fight me on it, but Saber is better. Who best girl in Neon Genesis Evangelion? I don't know. I don't think I've never actually seen the whole thing. Like, I started that and then I stopped in the middle. Nah, Saber does not have thighs and booty. Powerpuff Girls was my jam when I was 4. Loved that show. Yeah. Yeah. Powerpuff Girls, that was my, okay, my house did not have, okay, when I was growing up, we didn't have the channels to have access to Cartoon Network, but my grandma's house did. So whenever we went to my grandma's house, we were all excited because we're like, oh, finally we get to watch Powerpuff Girls or Dexter's Lab. We get to watch Cartoon Network. Was so hyped. Yeah, my parents were like, why are they excited to go to grandma's house so much? I like Ray and Neon. Mafia, it's clearly Mari. Asuka, for me, I do like a redhead. See, we got ourselves a dilemma, he says. On the spot, though, no particular order. Artoria Pendragon from Fate. Kuriso Makase from Steins Gate. Tomoyo from Clannad. Oh wait, another one just came to my mind. Another waifu. Sakaki from Azumanga Dao. I don't know if any of you ever watched Azumanga Dao, but okay. My sister and her friends were watching it. It's a more of an anime targeted towards girls, but I was like, I like Sakaki. Mrs. Sakaki was. Don't get me wrong, I like Asuka and Ray, but 3 plus 1 made me fall in love with Mark. Artoria is the best girl we can agree on. Saber is Baber. Yoko Littner from Gurren Lagann. Man, Gurren Lagann. Which one was Yoko? Oh, okay. Oh, her. End of series. Teacher Yoko can get it. Oh, I can think of another one. Okay, this anime was sort of controversial, and to be fair, it should be controversial. But I watched this in high school, and it was called, it was either Please Teacher or Teacher Please. Please Teacher, this one. Okay, so this anime was the first anime where I saw the protagonist get laid. I remember this anime specifically for that reason. I don't remember much else that happened in the anime, but I remember I remember that anime specifically for that reason. Yeah. I won't say what else happens in the anime, but damn. Early waifu Belle Danny. Anyways, I got to dip working a cookbook. See ya, chat. All right, take it easy, Conrad. The rest of my top 10 waifu number for Jeanne d'Arc from Fate, Sujaha from Steins Gate. There's a lot from Steins Gate here. Number 6, Prince Eugen from Azure Lane. Number 7, Roxy from Shoki Tensai. Kana from Oshinoko. P2 Kami. Remembers only the important scenes. Yes, I do. That was the first anime I saw where the protagonist got laid, and I remember thinking, "Oh, they can do that in anime?" Like I was like a teenager in high school when I saw that anime. I was like, "Oh!" Like I always had a pair of shades with me. I was like, "Oh, well, that's what they're doing now." I was not expecting that. That was unexpected. I was not expecting that in the slightest. I'm not saying it's unpleasant. In fact, I described it as a pleasant surprise. That's me in high school. That was a pleasant surprise end to that anime. Suzuha is a contender for second best girl in Steins Gate for me. Her and Rihu. Yeah, I saw. I was like, you know what's funny? I don't remember any of that anime except the scenes. Like I still remember those scenes in my brain. My brain hardwired, like my brain just hit the record button when I was watching that anime. My brain slapped the record button. It's like, and roll camera. Good. Preserved in the memory for all time. Permanent. Remembers only the important scenes. Zuha is a contender for the second best girl in Steins Gate. Powerpuff Girls was great because the girls acted like little girls with some semblance of responsibility, but they were still prone to young kid mistakes. That is a perfect description of that cartoon. That is a very perfect description of that cartoon. Yeah, because I do remember they actually did feel like they had a responsibility to the city, to the professor, like to the house. Like these were like stand-up characters. Like you wouldn't see that in cartoons nowadays. At least in some anime you may see them. But yeah, these were like stand-up, just straight up good characters. And they learned from the consequences of their mistakes. Yes, I remember that. Exactly. Oh, I remember there was even an episode where the girls ran into a completely feminist criminal. An actual feminist criminal. I think her name was like Femme Fatale or something like that. And they actually answered a whole bunch of questions of modern society in that episode. And with some good answers. Does anyone remember what her name was? Another golden cartoon from Cartoon Network, Teen Titans. Ah, Teen Titans, man. Dude, Teen Titans, that cartoon was one of my favorites. That one actually had a good balance of like, okay, that actually had a good balance of making them seem like relatable teens, but there were some real moments where real ish happened. Like the arc with Terra betraying the Titans. That episode made me feel sick. Like I still remember the feeling I got in my stomach. It made me feel sick to my stomach. But it was like a good feeling to like have and understand when you were watching it. That also has my second favorite cartoon villain ever, Slade, which is really Deathstroke, but Slade, voiced by Ron Perlman, is my second favorite cartoon villain of all time. He was the best of the best. Because he would show up, the tone of the whole cartoon changed in every scene he was in. And you knew he had this menacing presence. And like Ron Perlman voicing him, he sounded like a villain you had no idea what he was gonna do. Like he was cold, calculating. This guy was like a soulless machine on a mission, and he was intimidating to everybody. He is intimidating to all the Titans. He knew everybody's weaknesses, could destroy all of them. He had presence. That's the word I'm looking. He had serious villain presence. My second favorite cartoon villain of all time. Terra arc was rough for Beast Boy. I felt so bad for Beast Boy, man. The last episode was also rough for Beast Boy. Like the last episode of the Teen Titans cartoon is basically Beast Boy having to let go of Terra. That was actually a very sad, depressing episode. There's leaked trailer for CW Powerpuff Girls live action. It is a crime against humanity. I haven't seen it. I haven't watched it. The sooner that gets memory hold to history, the better. CW's Powerpuff Girls, I remember hearing what they were gonna do, and they were gonna make them like basically extremely angsty teenagers that were like they were gonna make them narcissists, is what it sounds like. Very narcissistic teenagers. I was like, oh, don't do that to the Powerpuff Girls, please. Just make it like they made an animated Powerpuff Girls movie. That movie was actually pretty cool. All they need to do is just make another, like, please just stick to animation. Just stick to animation. There's no need to make this live action. Make a sequel to that movie. Make another animated Powerpuff Girls movie. Don't mess this up with live action. Ren and Stimpy was a kid's cartoon. Oh, okay. Ren and Stimpy, I could never get into as a kid. Like, there was one episode, like, I remember flipping through Cartoon Network and seeing Ren and Stimpy was on, and the episode was atrocious. Like, I could not. That episode, it's sort of like, I remember scenes from the episode, and I remember I got so grossed out with Ren and Stimpy. I was like, I want to switch. I'd much rather just switch it to watching Free Willy or some other cartoon, some other movie. I was like, change the channel. God, Ren and Stimpy is gross. Apparently, some people liked Ren and Stimpy. I couldn't get into it. Stolfo says, "Be right back." All right. Made by the same guy as Powerpuff Girls. Samurai Jack. Samurai Jack is so good. And the 2003 Clone Wars, the cartoon. Yeah, I think it's Gennady Tartakovsky. I might be mispronouncing his name, but Samurai Jack is one of the best cartoons ever, and Samurai Jack is one of the best cartoon protagonists ever. He also made Primal, which is another one of the best cartoons I've ever seen. If you haven't seen Primal, that's a very good cartoon. It's basically about a caveman and a dinosaur he befriends, and they go through the ancient world, and you know, not ancient. They go through the prehistoric world, trying to just fight for their lives. Blossom was gonna fall in love with Mojo Joe. Oh, I don't even want to think about it. Oh, that's messed up. That is a crime against humanity. Yeah, whoever made that, lock them up in jail. Teen Titans, a classic. Raven was my fave girl, and the last episode was a goodbye to the show as well. Oh, that makes sense. Oh, that makes sense. If you think about it as like the creators not wanting to let the show go, Beast Boy not wanting to let Terra go, that makes a lot of sense. Wow. No wonder that episode was sad. I gotta say, Raven was okay to me, but the one I really, really liked from the show was actually Blackfire. Because I liked Starfire more than Raven, but Blackfire was like that sweet spot in between. And I know Blackfire and Starfire are voiced by the same actress, but I was like, to me, Blackfire, I was like, I liked her more. Also, I did like Terra until the betrayal thing. There's another one. There's another one in there I saw as a kid that I liked. Oh, the Russian lady with that could stretch. She was a villainess. She was a villainess, and Jinx idolized her. And then in one episode, she slaps Jinx around, as a insubordinate, and then Jinx stands up to her, and it was meant to be like this moment where Jinx like gets her spine back or something. But I liked that Russian villainess, whatever her name was. I cannot remember her name, but she had basically Elastigirl from the Incredibles powers. Like she could stretch her body. I liked her. Classic Raven was my favorite. What were you thinking about ReZero? Okay, I've watched ReZero, and I did not like the protagonist until I understood that the protagonist is deliberately made to be unlikable. Like, when you understand that, ReZero makes a whole bunch of sense. Because the protagonist, the guy who made it, actually made the protagonist, like, supposed to be an example of things you shouldn't do. You know what I mean? I definitely like ReZero. There's some things that, like, that's a very good anime. What in the goddamn, what kind of cursed CWBS is that? Exactly. Yes, and you don't want to know about Bubbles. She's an escort for wealthy guy. Oh, God. Okay, I'm about to go on a rant. Just so you know, this is the thing that kills me about Western cartoons and TV shows and movies. We can have no good girls. They ruin all of them. Like, I first noticed this. Have any of you seen the show Vikings? If any of you have seen the show Vikings, this was the show that made me realize this. So, basically, if there's ever any woman that's looked at as enjoying life, just living life, doing good things for her man, you know, not cheating on her man, not selling her body, just actually, like, you know, enjoying life and not engaging in any of that stuff, like a genuine, basically a best girl from anime. Like, same thing, best girl from anime, same thing I'm talking about. There can be no best girls in Western civilizations, any films or whatnot like that. So, like, in Vikings, there is this one shield maiden named Lagertha, and she is, by all accounts, a best girl from anime. She is that woman. They ruined her in a season near the end, where you find out that she secretly had been sleeping with the main character's brother. And I was watching this episode, I was like, this was all unnecessary. It's almost like this whole episode was designed to just destroy her character. And then it gets progressively worse from there. But I remember thinking that, like, and they do it with, they're doing it now with other cartoons. Like, okay, so I loved the 90s X-Men. I see them doing this now with, like, in 90s X-Men, the iconic best girl was Rogue. There were two best girls, Jean Grey and Rogue, really. Those were the two iconic best girls of the 90s X-Men cartoon. And with Rogue, in X-Men 97, which is meant to be a continuation, yeah, they ruin them. They ruin both of them. So there can be no good girls that actually just have one man and enjoy being with that man and don't cheat on that man. Like, there can be no loyalty expected from any girl in Western animation. They all have to, you know, they all have to be doing something bad like that, or they have to be, you know, just throwing it out there, you know, full on. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, and the X-Men 97, I love X-Men 97. Oh, I didn't know. I love the X-Men cartoon. That is arguably my favorite cartoon from childhood. But yeah, now Rogue is like treating Professor Xavier like crap. And we find out secretly she had already been basically she'd already there. We find out this whole hidden romance with Magneto, and I was like, "What the heck is this? What are they doing?" I knew there was going to be something like that. We can have no best girls in any type of Western media. If there is a best girl, they're gonna try and ruin her. They are back. Gonna go drink some spicy milk, bleach, just to forget that nonsense. Gonna drink some bleach just to forget the nonsense. Yeah, I would. You know, yeah. Johnston will be a lollygata. No, she will not, Hinai Kimono. I reject that negative energy. We're going to get mature, destroyer, non-Lolly Johnston. We are not getting a... Johnston will not be a lolly. Anything but that. Yes. Well, Callan is my favorite girl in Code Geass. I happen to like Cornelia. She doesn't get much screen time, but she was my favorite from Code Geass. CC is my fave in Code Geass. Lelouch of the Resurrection tipped the scales from Callan for me. Ah, I see. CC is a hot witch. Yes, she is. Anyone watch Code Geass, the Aikido? The E-movies? The Aikido movies were meh to me. Blackfire is like a Goth Starfighter. Yes, she is. I would agree with that. Yeah. Yeah, all Western media to me. Any all the good girls in Western media ruined. They destroy their character in all media. I like the Vikings was the first time I started. I actually noticed it for sure, but a whole bunch of other TV shows, like I'm watching them and I can see it happening, but now I can see it coming a mile away essentially. Because, like, there's a whole bunch of people that love the show Vikings, and in the show, the main character, Ragnar Lothbrok, who is probably one of the best protagonists in any show ever, he basically cheats on this woman, and he's looked at as a bad dude throughout the whole show for it. And it was kind of justified to look at him as a bad dude for that. But later, after that scene, where we find out Lagatha had been, sleeping with his brother. That's all gone now. Because we're like, wait. WTF? Ugh. It's sad what happened to Western media. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I agree 1000%. Yeah. It's atrocious, man. It's almost like, okay, for me, it's almost, okay, that CW Powerpuff Girls show is exactly what I'm talking about. All the Powerpuff Girls, they were actually like, okay, to me, you could see that these were essentially good characters, like, that wanted to do good. Like, I could see, in my mind, I was thinking, like, because they did actually have a scene where it cuts to the future, and the Powerpuff Girls become, like, angsty teenagers. But it was sort of like, they wouldn't, you could tell that these would still become responsible adults. That Teenagers episode was actually very bad, now that I think about it. But, you could tell, like, these were, girls raised to be responsible adults. Good people for civilization. Like, these, in my mind, I thought the Powerpuff Girls would each grow up to become some kind of like figure like Wonder Woman or maybe like Supergirl or Power Girl. You know what I'm saying? Like still very heroic women. Viking, well, I remember her doing lesbian things. Yeah, they also made her a lesbian. I was like, let's see, they made her, they also made her, Grape, they also made her Grape a man. Now, to be fair, there's a lot of men that would find that a good time. But when you see the show, the way it's written, it's clearly not written for those men. That reminds me of how Netflix Witcher is handling all the women. Why bother adopting the game or books? You know, that is another example. Okay, so I've read all the Witcher books. I played through the Witcher game. I'm a fan of the Witcher. I am a big fan of the Witcher. The Witcher in the Netflix show, I couldn't finish it, but so I started reading about what the show was like, and they butchered these characters. Like Yennefer is supposed to be the iconic, strong female. Okay, to be fair, here's another thing. Yennefer in the books is not all that great character. She does actually cheat on Geralt. She cheats on Geralt with another man, and then Geralt and that man almost fight to the death. She actually is terrible to Geralt. But she was loyal to Ciri. Because, like, there's a scene where she's getting tortured by Vilgefortz in order to give up Ciri, and she wouldn't give her up. And she has these very cool, redeemable moments. In the show, that's all gone. She's about to give up Ciri because she loses her powers and she wants them back. I'm like, that's a terrible character. Terrible butchering of a character. I couldn't finish the show. My favorite bit of historical Western media is Kingdom of Heaven. I actually just did a Crusaders 3 playthrough as Baldwin IV and beat back Saladin. Then redirected the crusade to the Eastern Roman Empire and formed the Latin Empire. My boy is no longer the Leper King, he's the Leper Emperor, and is still somehow in good health at age 68 or 86. Dang. Man. Okay, I do love the movie Kingdom of Heaven. I found out the true story of Kingdom of Heaven, like the true story of that era of time is different from the movie. It's so different. I look at that movie, the creator of that movie, a little bit sideways. But I do love the movie Kingdom of Heaven. It's a great movie. Actually, that is one of my favorite movies. Kingdom of Heaven, if I'm being honest, is still one of my favorite movies. Yeah. Well, there is a great tag in hentai. They ruined Triss, I hear. I didn't even want to know what they did with Triss. Like, I stopped reading after I learned what happened to Yennefer. Triss, to me, from the games, seems like the iconic crazy ex-girlfriend. Like, Yennefer is like the strong woman, and then Triss is the crazy ex-girlfriend. She's a yandere. Triss strikes me as a yandere-ish. She's not as violent, like, not as... she is not really a violent person, but she does have an obsession with Geralt. Like, a very strange, a huge obsession with Geralt. I'm glad I never wasted my time on the show if they made Yennefer betray Ciri. Yep. Yeah, they made her betray Ciri. I was like, what kind of BS show is this? That's why I call it a historical fiction. Yeah. Yeah, they made her betray Siri like it was nothing. Like, she was just like, oh, that's what I gotta do to get my powers back. Well, Siri, I guess I'm just gonna have to lead you to the slaughter. She was in actuality, like in the books, she was like a mother figure to Siri. She essentially was Siri's mother, adoptive mother. Great character. Netflix assassinate. Yeah. Anyway, I think I may have to end this stream soon. Yeah, I'm gonna have to end the stream soon. Where to end it? Actually, I could do some PvP battles. Yeah, I think I'll do some PvP. Okay, I'm just gonna exit out of this. No, leave, exit. And let's see if I can go to the shop. Did I get any more gold parts? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Okay. Wait, do I have a Meowfisher deployed? Yes, I do. Okay. I'm gonna wait till I can get my Meowfisher back. Jennifer loves Siri like a daughter. That butcher of a character makes me angry just hearing about it. Yep. Yeah. That I got angry just hearing about it too. I was like, man, Netflix needs to die. Netflix needs to die. That Man, these pirate me officers, I swear, collect good. Okay, it did the reconnect, disconnect thing. I'm back. Okay. Oh, I better knock out some PvP here. All right. That looks like a pretty harsh fleet. Okay. Yeah, this one looks like a tough one. Kind of tough, at least. By the way, okay, so I decided to try giving Gold Burn to Laffy instead of the thing that's like a repair toolkit, because this does give her just a small bit more health, even though she doesn't have a heal, but it gives her that reload. I'm wondering how that's gonna affect her, even though destroyers have high reload. But I mean, more couldn't hurt. Alright, I've got a dip for the night. I'll still be able to respond to Discord if any of you guys want anything. Have a good one, chat OG. Alright, take it easy, O'Hara. clearly, yeah, they're gonna get taken down. And cut through the back like a knife. The back line. Alright. Okay, if I want to keep going up in rank, I always have to go to the left. So that's what I'm going to do. Did I miss anything? My thing went off for 5 minutes. Okay. No, I wouldn't say in the 5 minutes. No. I mean, if you think so, you can rewind when this is finished on YouTube. I don't think you missed too much. Columbia actually does some pretty decent damage now with her augment. Ooh. Ooh, this is a fleet. This fleet looks like a menace. Yeah, okay. This is one of those fleets that, to me, right now, of all the fleets I see in PvP, this is the most common one that's hard to beat. And even then, my fleet can basically beat them some of the time. It's like a toss-up whenever I come across one of these fleets. It is a total toss-up. Oh, Mike is in the building. He says, hey, hey, OG in chat. How's your day, Mike? Yeah, this is a toss-up for my fleet. I don't know if they're going to win. And this guy's 10 levels higher than me. I'm going to actually keep trying to beat him, though. Like, I'm going to pause if I'm about to lose and then try and go back and beat him. Okay, get him. Nice. Okay. Oh, looks like we got him. Okay, it looks. I think my Laffy 2 will outlive. No, my Laffy 2 did not live that Laffy 2. Damn. Okay, yeah, that's a win for them. I'm gonna try again. Let me see how this goes. Part 2, top 10 waifu, number 9 Piper from Blood Fallen Overboard. Okay. That torpedo strike really hit Kearsarge pretty hard. Okay, but that barrage hit their vanguard pretty hard also. Oh man, okay, they cut through my vanguard like a knife that time. Maybe it is better to use the, okay. The bubbly boily chef. Let me try this. To me, the bubbly boily chef really is like a SR repair toolkit, but not quite. It's just not that good. It gives 2 luck though, but it's still not as good as a SR repair toolkit should be. Okay, looks like my Vanguard might win this round. Yeah, my Vanguard, my Laffy might beat her Laffy. Yeah, okay, my Laffy did win this time. And the skill did activate. Okay, here we go. Yeah. There we go. That's a win. See, it's a toss-up whenever I come across one of those fleets. It's like, I don't know if I'm gonna win. It's possible. Yeah. That guy was 10 levels higher than me, so this fleet's doing pretty good. Pretty good for coming across a fleet 10 levels. That same fleet, but 10 levels higher. Okay, I'm gonna go for this one. Still trying to climb in rank. What's your top 3 video games of all time? Skyrim is number 1. I would say War Thunder. In terms of time spent, War Thunder is definitely number 2. Maybe Azur Lane would be number 3. Those are the 3 on my YouTube channel primarily. Skyrim, Azur Lane, and War Thunder. Yeah, my fleet cut through that like a vein, or like a knife through hot butter. Yeah, Columbia, I'm surprised how much damage Columbia does now with her augment. Okay, this will be easy. Yeah. Well, alright then. Yeah, once again, Columbia can hang with these 2 UR ships. Very impressive. What's my rank? 361? Oh yeah, okay, so I'm keeping the bubbly boily shift. That is clearly the best thing. And then the cyanid support tower. This is my best equipment for Laffy. Yeah, and then this for that for Eldridge. And the double Angel's Feather does remarkable things for Enterprise's survivability. All this EVA together is like it's like an added-on dishwasher without actually needing to add on a dishwasher, but you keep the good damage. Yeah. Well, alright then. Okay. Well, I think after I collect this, I'll just finish the chats. It's a lot to collect. Alright, is there anything here I need to collect? Nope. Oh, also, one other thing. Restock the dorm. No, that's good. All right. Well, top 3 games: Outer Worlds, Fallout New Vegas, and Fallout 3. Yeah, you like some Bethesda games too. Mike, doing well. All right. Well, I think I'm gonna end the stream here, everybody. Did you get Admiral of the Navy in the last season? I don't remember. Current rank. I don't remember, actually. I'm going to have to see if I can get that this season, but I don't remember what I got last season. All right. Well, I'm going to peace out. I'd like to wish all you Shiki-Cons a farewell and following seas. Take it easy, guys. Until next time.